Hi guys, this video is to help you assemble your ornament once you get your two sides complete. You are going to need a few things to do this. You're going to need a hot glue gun, your two sides, some polyfill fluff, a piece of ribbon, and your embroidery needle, and of course floss and some scissors. Okay, so first of all, you're going to take your little piece of ribbon, you're going to bend it in half, and that's going to be what you hang your ornament with. You're going to put a dot of glue on the back of one of the sides of your ornament, on the back part of it, not the front. You're going to put a little dot of glue, place your ribbon there, and then use your dress pin to kind of push your needle down into the glue. That way you don't burn yourself. Once you're finished with that and your glue dries, you're going to thread up your needle and get yourself a knot. And you're going to place the two back parts of the ornament together and then place a dress pin in there so that it doesn't shift on you. Now I always start at the top of the ornament, which is where the ribbon is going to come out, and I hide that knot right in between the two pieces up there by the top of your ornament, which is going to be the ribbon. So kind of slide that knot in between the two pieces, and you're going to go ahead and start your blanket stitch. It's a little tricky to start the blanket stitch sometimes. I always go around once like this, and then I hitch that loop where I went around on the edge so that I can make it look like it's starting from the edge of the ornament. So right there. Once you get that first stitch done, then it's pretty easy to pick up. I believe on Canvas there is a tutorial for the blanket stitch that's on the edge of something. That might be a good resource if you weren't able to pick it up just by watching that. Once you get your blanket stitch going, it's real easy. You go ahead and you go 3/4 the way around the edge of the ornament. The blanket stitch is a great edging stitch because it kind of finishes the edge with the straight line part of that stitch along the edge of your ornament, and then also cinches together the two pieces so that eventually the fluff that you're going to put in here does not peek out of it. So you're going to continue this stitch all the way around. We're going to pick back up here when I'm almost 3/4 of the way around. You're going to go 3/4 of the way around, and then you're going to leave a little opening right here. And so I've gone 3/4 of the way around. This little opening right here is going to be where you put your fluff. And you get your fluff at school. And if you really need to, you can do your gluing and get the fluff at school, and then you can do the sewing at home. So fill your ornament with the fluff. You don't need to pack it in real tight. If you do, it's going to be a little difficult to sew it together. It's just enough to give it a little bit of dimension. From here, you're just going to pick it back up and sew using your blanket stitch back up to the top. Remember, the top is where your ribbon loop is. So continue stitching, making sure that it's tight and all that fluff is tucked on the inside of your two sides of your ornament. Getting close here. I usually take the blanket stitch and go one stitch past the ribbon. That way the blanket stitch looks like it goes all the way around and doesn't miss a stitch at the very end. When you're all done and you get past your ribbon, you're going to do something that's called sinking the tail of the floss. And what you're going to do, so I'm going to take this one stitch past the ribbon. Here's my last stitch. And then once I'm done with that, I'm going to tie a teeny tiny little knot right at there at the top. And so that I don't have a tail hanging off my ornament, I'm going to take my needle and then I'm going to stick it right where we came up. So I'm going to finish this knot off. Okay, then I'm going to take my needle, I'm going to sink it back in where I just came up, and I'm going to go about an inch or two anywhere else in the ornament, through the ornament, pull that tail out, and then I'm going to clip it right there. I'm going to kind of pull it a little bit, and then that way the tail of the floss sinks to the inside of your ornament, and that way it's not hanging off the front. Okay, it's a great way to kind of end your floss so that it's nice and clean on both sides. And there you have it. You have the front and the back. And you, my friends, have created a little felt applique ornament. Perfect for gift giving or hanging on for yourself. Good job, guys.